What's going on, guys? It is the Powerful Nerdcast. We're returning for a live edition. I'm going to be perfectly honest. We're kind of guinea pigging you guys for this little experiment that we are working on.
We spend too much time editing, so we're like, let's just go live and just do it.
Yeah, we wanted to do something a little different. We know we haven't done any podcast videos in a long time, and we do have some subjects for today that we're definitely going to talk about. We're probably going to ramble through them a little bit, but it's exciting that we're doing this again. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're kind of using this as an excuse to experiment a little. A lot of you guys probably already know, because we've talked about this many times, that we basically work in production, and a lot of the times the YouTube channel is sort of the perfect excuse for trying out new things, and that's what we're trying to do here. The good news is if this does work out and it ends up being kind of a cool, viable thing, we can do this more often. And it's also really convenient because it means we can just sort of like turn everything on, and then as soon as it's all done, it's done. It's out there. It's in the wild. We don't have to spend hours editing all of this content.
Oh man, it was just taking us so long to edit like an hour-long video, because you have like this hour-long render time and then an hour-long upload. And we're like, let's just start going live and just be done with it that way. And we're trying a few things. Like we've got a monitor here that we're going to try to like put in as we go. So if we want to like look at YouTube videos along with you guys, we can do that, or like memes or other things.
Yeah, we actually have a producer who's behind the scenes, who's kind of controlling everything. So, you know, he's going to be monitoring the chat. He's going to be, you know, being able to change the screens and everything when we go to actual video content and everything. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I don't know if you're hearing this ad. Unfortunately, Michael, I'm playing an ad to play a video. But hopefully you don't. But anyway,
Michael is our Jamie, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly who he is in this situation.
And I think most people understand that reference.
I hope they understand that reference.
It's a Joe Rogan reference.
Yeah.
The first thing I wanted to talk about, Corey, you just showed this to me a little while ago. It's the new Shang Chi Legends of the Ten Rings.
Yes. Brand new trailer. Second trailer for the movie.
Yeah, kind of excited about this.
We're already looking at it right now.
Make sure, I don't know if you can control this, Michael. Don't play this audio. Just yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay, yeah, we don't want the Disney overlords coming down on us for this shit.
We know that mouse is nothing to F with.
Yeah, but this is the second trailer for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And I watched it this morning. I wasn't thrilled immediately to look at it.
He gets hit with sticks.
But Michael, our background producer, basically is like, hey, you definitely want to check out this trailer. There's some really cool stuff to it. And I have to admit, it looks better than the first trailer. It just looks way more over the top and fun, and kind of gives me more of what I was hoping to see from the movie, which is like just high octane kung fu kind of style action.
Yeah, you know, the thing that I liked is that they have explosive kunai, which I thought was a Naruto ripoff, because they essentially, you know, they throw this kunai.
I guarantee Naruto ripped that off from something else. There's no way they got the monopoly on exploding kunai.
Yeah, well, they're not using paper explosive tags, so I'll give them that.
We'll give them that, but
yeah.
But the trailer itself, again, I'm just not familiar with Shang-Chi. Like, I couldn't tell you much about the character at all. He's been around for a long time, though.
I just feel like they're reaching into the grab bag of characters that no one actually knows about, unless you're like a deep comic book fan. Yeah. And they're starting to like, give that guy a movie, give that guy a movie. Exactly. Let's make everyone gets a movie, and whoever does a good job, we'll give you 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah, throw that half-cooked spaghetti at the wall. If it sticks, it's staying in the pot. It's kind of like what they did with Guardians, basically. And like, I didn't know who the fuck the Guardians of the Galaxy were before they came out. No one did. No, I love them, just like everybody else. And Shang-Chi could possibly do. There's a dude with a, like you said, there's the big King Caesar monster.
Yeah, there's a King Caesar. Yeah.
That looks really cool. And I love this whole, is that the whole ring thing? Or
obviously, he has 5 of the rings, and then the other guy has the other 5.
And there's also the Mandarin, not the crappy one from Iron Man 3, like the real one's going to be in this. But here's the part of the trailer that I love.
Okay, I'll pause it when we get to the points.
So this is the part that got me excited, and this is where it starts feeling more. We got fucking the Return of Abomination. From the Incredible Hulk movie.
Yeah.
The one that did not feature Mark Ruffalo, but did feature his character, and he's fighting against Wong, who's basically Doctor Strange's right-hand man.
Yeah.
And I love this for a number of reasons.
Can't go wrong with wrong.
No, that's right. What I love about this, though, is that it feels like it's doing a better job of connecting it to the bigger Marvel universe.
Yeah.
One, Wong, who's a pretty recent character, but also one who's been appearing in a lot of the more recent Marvel movies. And then you have Abomination, a character who literally hasn't been in a film in like 14 years, which when you think about it like that, that's kind of freaking insane.
I'm happy that he's coming back, but I kind of want Red Hulk, so I'm a little disappointed we haven't got that yet. But I have a feeling we're getting it eventually.
I don't know if we're ever going to get the whole Red Hulk thing, but I'm glad that Abomination is returning. Michael, just nod your head. It's Tim Roth, right?
Tim Roth. They brought back the original actor?
The guy from the beginning of Pulp Fiction. He plays the Abomination. And
which wallet is yours? It's the one that says bad mother. Never mind. I'm
fucker. Fuck the YouTube algorithm.
No, we can't monetize.
I don't give a
Anyway,
shit. We were gonna
we
monetize.
could have made
the hell out of
$2, Corey.
it. No, screw that shit.
Okay.
No, what I love about Abomination returning is not just, again, they're bringing back a very underused villain. One of my biggest gripes, just being a super hardcore nerd about this shit, is back in the day when they brought in Abomination, Incredible Hulk. I didn't like the way he looked. He basically just looked like a more, dare I say it, zombified version of the Hulk. Really, like bones and shit protruding from his body. And
he seemed like a guy that was man-made Hulk versus, obviously Hulk was man-made too, but I'm saying like, it's like just get it done Hulk, because like his bones are exploding out of his body. It wasn't like not that the movie villain wasn't well thought out, but it's like the man-made version of Hulk, essentially.
Pretty much, it wasn't the perfected version.
Yeah.
But he also didn't look much like Abomination from the comics, which is to say he's a little more scaly, he's a little more green. You can clearly see, though, that they're rectifying some of those mistakes, because in this trailer, you can like see his like weird fins like on the side of his head. And that's way more traditional Abomination, which is what I really love to see. But he still is keeping a lot of those elements of the ones that they created for the movie. Like he's got the weird spines. Like, see, you're looking at a good picture.
Yeah, if you can pull this up.
So this is like classic Abomination from the comics, right? Like that. That is what he's supposed to look like. Yeah. And I'm glad they're incorporating that back into the character.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
Again, bringing in a character like Wong makes perfect sense.
He kind of looks like the guy from that classic movie series, the Abomination, the guy that the swamp monster guy.
The swamp monster guy?
He looks like Buff, like the swamp monster guy got on roids.
Are you talking about Swamp Thing?
Yeah, he looks like Swamp Thing, but ripped.
A little bit, yeah. Basically, Swamp Thing going to the gym and shit. But like, you can see there, like, in even the most recent Avengers video game, they made him look more like the older movie version. And now they're kind of backpedaling again. They're like, we're going to make him look
kind of better.
Classic.
You can go full screen with this, Michael.
Which I think is really cool. But I totally dig that look. I think it's really awesome. Because he's a very iconic Hulk villain. Like, I dare say one of his top 3, like, biggest opponents. So I'm glad they're getting that look right. That's awesome. Yeah. He's fighting against Wong, which is cool. Again,
Can't go Wong with that.
Not just because he's using magic and everything, but I mean, Wong is an Asian-based character. They're incorporating him into Shang-Chi in a really smart way. So I think that's really cool. It's got me way more hyped than anything that I saw before. I think this second trailer blew the first one out of the water.
It was good. Got me excited. I think they're doing a good job explaining the world in these trailers without giving away the ending, even though I know the ending. He eventually accepts his responsibilities, and then he defeats the other ring-wielding guy with his good ring power, and he has the bad ring power. And then he gets to see some cool fights along the way.
So basically, it's like Black Panther's story. It's just like, why must I be king?
Yeah.
Why must I be the bearer of the 10 rings? And then he's like, well, you know what? I got to accept it.
Yeah, just from the Eastern point of view instead of an African point of view.
I definitely get, this might seem a little weird.
Yeah.
I am getting Black Panther vibes from this movie.
It worked, so they're copy and pasting probably a lot of that stuff.
But again, at the same time, it feels different than a lot of the other Marvel movies. And different, I think, is a good thing now, because while I love the Marvel films, they can get kind of stale with their very overused stories and giant sky beams of death at the end of the films. So now we're getting something a little different. Kind of like what we're getting with the TV shows right now too. Like, from WandaVision all the way to where we are with Loki right now. Which
man, we missed making podcasts through all that.
I know we did.
Man, we really messed up.
We really did mess up.
Hey, Michael, any chat? Anyone watching? Carter West.
Carter West. Thank you, Carter.
Hey, what's up, Carter? Thanks for watching. What's up, brother?
Yeah. we got a comment. That's great. But going back, we totally missed out on the opportunity to talk about like all of those shows and everything. And
I'm cautious to talk about Loki because I am currently current. I watched the 3rd episode last night, but you guys haven't seen it. And
I'm still 1 in. I still got 2 more to catch up on.
2 and 3 are the better ones.
They are.
1 was world building, which world building done well is very enjoyable to watch, but it was 2 and 3 are better.
I really liked 1 though. Like I love what they're doing with these Marvel shows. I will say that Falcon and Winter Soldier did not blow me away as much.
Okay.
Because it felt a little more traditional Marvel. Like, let's take this thing, which could have been a movie, and chop it up into like 6 episodes. But I thought that WandaVision was really awesome. I know it's kind of a mixed bag for people.
I thought for sure I was going to like Captain Winter Soldier more, and WandaVision was way more compelling.
I looked forward to that every week way more than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Because I can just relate to loss and a suburban lifestyle more than I can compete with going to a Slavic country and fighting on top of an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, which honestly is kind of redundant at this point. With
We've seen it.
That we've seen, and that's not to say that it wasn't awesome. Like, there are a lot of things I loved about it. Like, one, they made me give a shit about Falcon, which I think is awesome. Is it even appropriate to say spoiler warning anymore? I love his Captain America outfit.
At the end,
it's really flashy and over the top, but I really like the look of it.
I like that he got vibranium wings. Is that the right metal?
I think the whole suit actually came,
a Gundanium wing suit?
Gundanium alloy.
Yeah,
but it came from Wakanda, which I thought was really cool.
Yep.
And
got a little woke at the end. The speech was a little wokey.
You think?
Yeah, it's like, hey, wait, we got to get this woke thing going on. But to be honest, most of the things he said were, I guess, true.
I mean, they were true. It just, the way it was executed felt a little, I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
All right, we can end this scene. It's not over yet. Okay.
Oh,
we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, like he had relevant things to say, but again, it felt a little shoehorned in right at the end.
And I like that they did not make super soldiers extreme badasses, and the only way to defeat a super soldier was have another super soldier. That's not necessarily what happened in the series. If anything, they spoke about some of the failures of that, and some of the most interesting characters were not super soldiers.
Yeah.
The guy, the guy with the accent, I forget that they broke out of jail. Why am I forgetting his name? Zemo was a great character.
He's a great character. Way more. They expanded on him so much more than the movie that he was in. They also kind of turned him into kind of a goofy character, if that means anything. Well, not goofy. Maybe
they released the extended footage of him dancing in the club just because they knew people wanted to see it.
Exactly.
But
I mean, what I like about it is they turned this villain who arguably was one of the darkest, most calculating MCU villains, and they kind of made him a little more comic booky, which I actually kind of appreciated, because I love when Marvel embraces the silliness of everything, because it is as goofy as all hell. It's ridiculous. It's comic book logic, and I love when they can kind of go with that. But just like WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought did a really cool job of not only telling its own story, but also doing a good job of expanding the universe and also hinting at more stuff that's going to be coming. Like with WandaVision, at the very end, it's very clear that there's more to her story, and then it's going to tie directly into the new Doctor Strange movie. With Falcon and Winter Soldier, they introduced the character of John Walker, the new Captain America.
Patriot? Iron Patriot? No, what was his name going to be?
I think it's just U.S. Agent.
U.S. Agent. That's what it is. Yeah. Because he's like a U.S. agent, truly.
Yeah,
like, he's not like the Captain America of the ideals of America.
Exactly. They bring in Elaine from Seinfeld, who's going to be pretty important to the future of the damn series. She's clearly grooming him to be something else, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And now we currently have Loki, which is, again, just going for something completely different, introducing the concept of the TVA, the Time Variance Authority. I'm just thrilled to have Owen Wilson be a part of the MCU. It's amazing. Owen Wilson is someone I used to fucking hate. Like,
you really did. Wow.
I couldn't stand him.
Wow.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just the way he looked and the fact that he was always playing the same kind of character.
Yeah.
But over time, I've softened up to him, and I think he's actually really funny. And I think he's a great character so far in Loki. Again, first episode only of all I've seen is the whole thing with him and Loki getting arrested and brought to the TVA, the alternate variant version of Loki. But yeah, I'm really digging this, and I hope it's going to lead somewhere good. And they're so smart the way that they handle these TV shows in terms of releasing them, because originally WandaVision was supposed to come out, like, I think last summer, maybe even a little before that. But they're like, we're going to push this back to December, or right after December, going into the new year.
I don't remember any of this.
And it's really clever because they did it so perfectly, because you have all these TV shows that go basically back to back, a couple weeks, maybe a month break in between all of them. And then, like, basically as soon as Loki is going to finish, we're going to be going into the Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, we're going to Shang Chi. And then a month later, everybody's going to fall in their seats while watching the Eternals. And then there's going to be fucking
What'd you
Spider-Man.
say? People are going to fall asleep?
Spider-Man's coming out at the end of the year, which is going to be huge.
No trailer yet. What in the F
yet.
Is happening, people?
I'm fucking excited for that movie, man. I know Michael, our producer, is really looking forward to it. He's a huge Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's giving us the webs in the back. Can't wait for that one. So,
Michael, what we should do is take one of these cameras and spin it to you and give you a microphone so you can, like, be our young Jamie.
We need at least a producer cam.
We need our producer cam.
Yeah, you need to have, his signaling is no, but we need to get him in on this.
No means yes.
Yes, it does.
That's right.
All right, speaking of other trailers, since we're kind of like, I'd say we're pretty big fans of this franchise. Have you seen any of the
new My Little Pony?
Jurassic World Dominion stuff?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen any of it.
Okay, they haven't released, like,
Ooh, let's see. Let's see our comment. What do you guys?
What about Let There Be
Venom.
Carnage? See, we've been so off the grid for so long.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about that. Okay, so Venom, Let There Be Carnage. You go first.
Okay, so I'm just really excited because the trailer was really good. And I say this a lot because I think when it's done bad, it ruins the whole thing. Establishing the world that they now live in. They're now friends with the little Asian clerk lady, you know, like Venom and her have a relationship. They're making dinner together or lunch or I think it was actually breakfast. And I liked that they're like, now Venom has decided he likes Earth. And yeah, he's doing it his way, but he's cool playing by some rules of society. And him and Eddie Brock are just kind of friends and they're making their way. You know, it's like a weird alternate version of Friends, you know, in New York. And it's like Rent, but without shitty people. And so I don't know if they're actually in New York. Is it Chicago? I'm forgetting. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're fixing the homeless problem, eating one homeless person at a time. So the whole thing that I found interesting is that they really established that these characters are enjoying being in the world, you know, and they're okay. They're not hiding out. They're not wearing baseball caps like they do in the Marvel universe when no one needs to know who they are. They're just living their life. And they did set up Venom really well at the end of the last film. And so they definitely are like, he's coming. And I don't have all that much to say about this, except I enjoyed the first film. I did not love it, but I enjoyed it. I thought the bad guy was very generic. It's gray Venom. And now we have Carnage, which to me is a maybe arguably more interesting bad guy. Maybe not interesting, but more popular than Venom, possibly. What do you think?
I'm kind of the same mindset as you. I did not love the first Venom movie. And this is coming from a guy who loves Venom, someone who grew up actually collecting Venom comic books.
And you have the omnibus.
I do. I have the Venom Omnibus, which is a great name, by the way. You know, and when I say I collected Venom comic books, I'm not talking about like those one-off appearances he might appear in Spider-Man. Like throughout the entire 90s, Venom had like all of these like special series devoted just to him. And I loved the development of the character. I really grew up with Venom in what is arguably his heyday. So I was really excited when they were going to do a Venom movie. And I still think that the look of Venom is really cool.
Yeah.
It really captures that raw savagery of Venom, and they still managed to bring in that humanity with Eddie Brock. Would I want him to be more associated with Spider-Man? Yes, but that's a discussion for another day. But for this trailer,
maybe too much heavy lifting for one movie. We've realized that.
Yeah, it's just the way it's going to be. And it's not, it's not going to happen the way I want it now. I've made peace with that. But I was just excited for this trailer because I wanted to get a glimpse of Carnage. That's what I was excited for.
Yeah.
And it looks cool. I wish we could have had, more dialogue with Carnage. Like, I don't think he says a single thing throughout the trailer. It's basically just his character Cletus Cassidy, who is the host of Carnage, who's played by the actor's name escapes me. Woody Harrelson plays Carnage in this one, Cletus Cassidy, and I wanted to hear some of his dialogue because in my mind, Carnage is kind of like not exactly carbon copy, but he's like the Joker of Spider-Man. Like, he's just really crazy and insane, and he should have like a really big, high-pitched voice that's crazy and very different than Venom's. And I didn't really get that from the trailer. He just still kind of comes across as really monstrous. But the overall look of the character I thought was really cool, especially because they sort of nailed the look of all the weird tentacles and symbiote pieces that are coming from his body.
Yeah.
Like that looked really awesome. I really did appreciate all of that. I have read that they're giving him a lot of weird new powers. Like apparently Carnage is going to be able to turn into he can phase into symbiote dust and fly around, which that doesn't really do anything for me.
I thought his power was, but to be honest, was his power ever that distinct that he can make his tendrils sharp?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And they've it's kind of weird because sometimes Venom can do that. But that's what Carnage's main thing is. All of his limbs can transform into blades and knives and axes and all types of other cool stuff. And he's also just really thin and smaller. And despite that he's actually a little weaker than Venom, he's actually more powerful.
What do you mean? You can't have it both ways. You can't be weaker and more powerful.
He's more physically, he can tank Venom really hard.
Yeah.
So here we go. I think we're about to get our first shot of Carnage here where he just roars out. You can see his hand for a second, and you get, we're about to get it for a second. It's really, there he is, in all of his glory, and he just,
he's obviously thinner, obviously has a ton more tentacles coming off of him.
I could get real nitpicky and bitchy about the fact that Carnage has teeth instead of just having the extension of the black symbiote creating teeth. But it's Carnage. He's red, he's black, he's got tentacles exploding all over his body. he looks really awesome, and I really hope that they're going to make him a real threatening and scary villain. And that's been my biggest fear with these Venom movies. Look, they're comic book movies. There's going to be some inherent ridiculous humor here, but Carnage is a serious character, you know? And then you got the scene of Venom making breakfast for Eddie, which I don't recall anything like that from the comics.
They got to make these characters more relatable.
But they realized what the audiences loved about the first Venom was the relationship between Venom and Eddie, and that sort of like odd couple thing that's
that humanizing that they did. Yeah.
And it worked in the movie. And you know what? At this point, I'm willing to let this type of stuff go, because the fact of the matter is the movies are never going to be the comics, and the comics are never going to be the movies. They are very separate things, and you got to look at it. I call it the multiverse theory. This is just another multiverse with Venom and Carnage, and things are just a little different.
Yep.
I think the movie's going to be fun, and will I see it in theaters? I don't know yet, but I'm definitely going to watch it. Like, I'm very excited for the movie in that sense. Like, I have to see it at least. I would have maybe chose someone else to play Cletus Cassidy personally. I mean, I like Woody Harrelson. I think he's great, but
he was good in Zombieland.
To me, he's not Cletus Cassidy. I don't know. That's just the way it is. But that'll change maybe when I actually hear his dialogue and stuff. I think that
makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, it's Venom and Carnage, and I hope they can find a way to somehow connect this stuff to the MCU in some sort of weird parallel multiverse way, because I want to see Venom and Spider-Man on screen more than anything. That's what I want to see.
That makes sense. Yeah, I want to see them clash. I also want to see them talk. I want to see what Venom does when on his own time. And I feel like that's the thing about like a comic book movie. So many times when you see characters in comic books, it's only when they're doing things like action or like planning to do action. But like a movie, you have to show them eating breakfast and like kill some of that in between time. And that sometimes breaks the momentum of these characters who you're only used to like exploding out of skyscrapers and fighting people in slow motion, you know? So I think this whole humanizing aspect of Venom is actually working. And I like the guy's voice. I know I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the actor that plays Venom.
Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy's Venom voice, I don't mind very much. I feel like
he actually voice Venom?
Yeah, he does. They just have to do some effect.
Yeah, they just do a lot of crazy effects.
And he doesn't speak good English also. That's kind of the other thing, because he has that like broken English thing that he does. But I think it's good because Tom Hardy is a good actor.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think he'd be in a comic book movie ever.
Well, I mean, he played Bane.
Damn it. But that was a very serious role.
Yeah.
It was not like those are serious type movies.
He plays a character who gets injected with Venom, and then he literally just plays Venom.
Yeah.
That's how it fucking went for him.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
What else? E3 went by. We never talked about that.
We didn't talk about that, really.
We got some more comments.
Oh, yeah. Give them to us. Bring them to us, actually.
Let us know, producer Michael.
Okay, so Lady Venom, how do you feel about her? And then also the new Blade movie or Morbius.
Whoa,
okay,
Blade.
So we got vampires. All right, so let's address Lady Venom again.
Imagine getting stabbed by her boobs. Something to think about.
That's some weird pseudo manga bullshit right there. Sounds like something from Devilman. So Lady Venom. They kind of did it a little bit in the first movie during that one small scene.
Yeah. Where
his girlfriend, who I think her name is Anne Weighing, and she's actually a character from the comics as well. There's actually a whole mini series that I was lucky enough to read even when I was a kid, and it's in the Ven Omnibus as well, during a storyline called Sinner Takes All, where Eddie's girlfriend actually gets taken over by the symbiote. And I'm actually okay with it. I love seeing the symbiote jump to other people and like take over their body. I think it's always really cool because you're still getting Venom. Venom is the symbiote, but it's the host. If you actually, we're already looking at some really cool images. Go to the top actually again, and that second one, that's actually from that comic book I was just talking about.
Oh, that one? Okay.
Sinner Takes All.
Yeah.
And I remember that, like reading that for the first time, I'm like, whoa, this is so crazy and creepy looking. Fun fact, I also had a lot of action figures as a kid of Venom. I had a She-Venom action figure.
See, really this is different. Okay, I don't know enough about the Venom world because there are other symbionts.
Yeah, there's tons of them
that take over females that have a female form.
Yeah,
but that's not She-Venom.
No. Well, I mean, you could say that's She-Venom.
That's a girl Venom.
Yeah, it's Venom taking over a female form, in particular Eddie's girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I honestly was shocked to see it in the first movie. I'm like, whoa, we're actually showing this. This is something I would have saved for a sequel or something. But I'm okay with it. I think it's cool. Like I said, my favorite thing about Venom a lot of the times is when he goes to other hosts. like, don't you want to see Venom take over Wolverine?
Or
Like,
Venom and Hulk, like
yeah, like that stuff is all they've done that stuff before. Like
the crossovers are endless because you essentially say this character plus Venom and it always works.
But I'd like to see something like that again, and I'd like to see more female symbiotes. In particular, there's one who goes by the name of Scream. I think that's her name, and
they always have crazy hair.
They always have crazy hair, except for She-Venom.
Except for She-Venom.
But Scream is another really cool looking like symbiote. She's really awesome. But yeah, I love She-Venom. I think she's awesome personally. I loved her when she was a kid, and I was really shocked to see that in the movie too. Yeah, there's Scream.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It looks awesome. I love the look of her.
This has been one of my favorite female Venoms. I agree. It's the color. That's the cool thing with Venom. You can or the symbiotes in general, you can color them so differently that they stand out so much.
Man.
Yeah,
that's such a '90s image too. I love it.
I like this. What is this from? Is this from a comic book?
Yes, it's probably from the first comic they appeared.
Was she in the original X-Men show back in the '90s? Because it feels like she could fit in there.
I completely forgot.
I don't think so. Now that I'm looking at it,
originated in a miniseries that I think was called Separation Anxiety.
Yeah,
where Venom had even more offspring, or the Life Foundation, which is from the movie that like had the symbiotes and everything.
Yeah,
they actually like made more symbiotes or obtained them, and a lot of other hosts came out. Like Riot, the villain from the first movie, was one of those symbiotes.
Yeah,
along with Scream and a few others. Like I remember one of them was named Lasher, and he was a green one.
Yeah,
he looked really awesome. There's so many different freaking characters. There's even a character in the new Venom movie who's an important character. He's a police detective who ends up becoming one called half of him is black, and the other half is red. And he
that just sounds lazy.
You think so, but he looks really cool. But we could talk about we could have a whole podcast about
just about symbiotes. And to be honest, it'd be educational for me because I enjoyed looking it all up and talking about it.
I need to let you borrow Ven Omnibus.
Yeah, I want to.
So
I want to watch it.
There's so much. It's like this thick.
Or look at it. Oh, that reminds me. Since the gentleman that created Berserk passed away, I bought all of the deluxe Berserk mangas.
I've been slowly seeing them come in.
Yeah, and these things are like this big, and they're huge books.
Club a moose to death with them. They're
huge.
Ridiculous.
They're great though, and it just feels like the way you're supposed to read Berserk. One, because it's the images are giant and full detail.
Like I collect Berserk too, but I collect like the smaller, just regular manga volumes.
Yeah,
I envy the fact that you have those big, giant. Like,
don't envy. I paid like $50 each for these things.
Still, they're awesome. Expensive as hell. And you're supporting the franchise in the best way possible. You can easily just go online and read that shit for free, but you clearly love
and I have buy it, to be honest. That's how I got into Berserk.
But let's get back.
What other comments were?
We had Morbius, and we also had Blade. So we've talked about Blade before, but nothing really is new about it. Like we know Mahershala Ali is attached to it, and
he's going to be good.
He's going to be good, I'm sure.
He always talks cool and slow, and that's perfect for Blade because Blade's not an emotional character. He's very chill.
I just want to know something about it. I mean, I'm excited about it, and I love Mahershala Ali. Also, it's just funny because it's not the first time he's technically been in a Marvel thing. He was in Luke Cage.
Yes, and he was very good in that.
He was fantastic. Yeah. So I think he's going to be good in it. I just really hope that since it is Blade, they're going to push the envelope and go for an R rating. That's something that I'm excited to see personally. But that's really all I have to say. It's just I want to see more.
Yeah, I don't know more. I want to see the vibe. I want to see what are they going for, like a gritty New York in the 80s. Like, what are we going for here? It's
a challenge too because it has got to be so hard to come up with a cool, new, unique vampire hunting kind of story.
Not really. It seems pretty. It feels like ad libs. Just say at night.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like
give him a sword.
I've seen the Blade movies before. Right now, I've been having a marathon with my girlfriend watching the Underworld movies.
They're not good past the second one.
And oh my god, we watched the fourth one last night.
Damn.
Pam, I'm sorry. That sucks.
Was that the super prequel one where they're medieval?
No, that was the third one. Oh, and I actually didn't mind that one.
The dude from Twilight, the bad vampire from Twilight, is the main good guy in that.
Is he?
Yeah, I might be looking. I gotta look this up.
Okay, because like I said, we've been.
They made him get ripped.
Yeah, we dived into is he the main character of that movie?
Yeah, that falls in love.
One? His name is Lucian. That's the main character.
Yeah.
Well, I don't watch Twilight, so I don't know.
Well, he was the main bad guy vampire of the high-end vampires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I didn't mind.
Kind of funny.
I didn't mind Underworld 4. I actually 2 and 3. I actually didn't mind. 4 I thought was terrible. It was just so dumb and schlocky and boring. That's literally the cover of the set that we're watching, by the way, the whole 5 film collection.
Yeah, I gotta look this up. How many there?
I think there's 5, and there might be like a spinoff.
me see.
Like an anime thing.
Oh, they don't have pictures.
But I watched
Underworld Awakening.
Rise of the Lycans is the one that's all medieval.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. It was dumb, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I don't know.
See if I can.
Like I said, they're not super thought-provoking movies or anything.
They're not. Look, when we were teenagers and they came out in theaters, and you had a chick with double automatic pistols fighting werewolves.
Yeah. When you're going through puberty and you see Kate Beckinsale wearing tight
in her prime,
and
in her prime, not now.
You know, I mean, she's
probably still beautiful. I actually
probably is. But yeah, I still got one more to get through, which supposedly we're gonna get through this weekend. So, but yeah, do you have any other thoughts on Blade?
I hope it comes out soon.
Yeah,
I want to watch it.
I hope it's nothing like Blade Trinity. That's all I have to say. That movie sucks so bad. But Morbius, that was our other vampire movie question. Again, they've only really released like that one trailer, and we did talk about it a little bit. Again, they're doing the whole Venom thing where they're taking a Spider-Man villain and they're giving him his own film, and it supposedly exists within a universe where Spider-Man does exist. They even show that in the trailer as well. And of course, it's got everybody's favorite Joker, Jared Leto, in it. So I don't know what to say. I like Morbius as a character. I've always thought he's a really cool villain because he acts like a vampire, but he's not technically a vampire. Like he's like Spider-Man, where Spider-Man was bit by a radioactive spider, Morbius was bit by a radioactive bat. So he gets like bat-like powers, but they're very reminiscent of a vampire. But
vampires or bats eat fruit, not suck blood very often.
Yeah, well, are you talking about like the cute, cuddly TikTok fruit bats?
Yeah, let me find.
Like make squeaky noises and shit.
Yeah,
hold them. Yeah,
and they put little big anime eyes on them.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what this is going to lead to. Again, they're tickling our balls with this whole. Does this take place?
Look at this. This is what a real bat looks like. Like, put this up. See these little cute little bats.
Jared Leto, right there.
It's Jared Leto.
Oh my God.
Look at it with the little tongue. And this is what a bat really is, everyone. Just letting you know.
This is what the new live format is going to bring you guys. Fruit bats and shit.
Okay, I know it's the scary ones.
All right, but anywho, but from what they've shown from the trailer, at least he looks kind of like Morbius when he goes through the transformation, and he's got the dark blue skin, the creepy teeth, and everything. The jet black hair. I'm sure he's gonna have his leather jacket.
There's a bat.
Yeah, there's a bat right there.
Probably still likes cherries. Okay,
man, bat right there, man.
That's what Morbius is based off of too.
Pretty much
kind
that
of bat.
type of bat. Yeah,
the squish face.
Not like
bat.
that. I mean, look at that thing.
This looks like a dog with wings.
Like that's
like a crappy little dog.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, Morbius.
There we go.
Again, I just want more information about it. It's been pushed back a lot. It was supposed to have already come out already.
And then COVID happened.
And fucked up everything. But things are getting back on track, which is pretty awesome. So as far as movies coming out, and I'm tempted to go to a theater again, although I'm not going to lie, it is so easy to just get premium access at home and just chill the hell out.
Man, when you're come home from work, like today, it's a Friday. Do you want to go home and go out to a movie, or do you just want to make dinner and sit on the couch and say, F it, $10.99. Let's do this.
F it, $10.99, pizza rolls, some cognac. You're good to go, man.
That's right.
Like, you're set.
The movies really got screwed. A lot of industries got screwed, but a problem is habits were formed.
Yeah.
And now.
And they're really sinking in, man.
Yeah, they're sinking in. Do we got any more comments?
Stay on topic here because there's
keep steering us.
All right, we got more comments, guys, so we're gonna address this. Let's do it.
Sorry, we're gonna figure out a way that we can see them, so we don't have to always ask Michael. We'll figure that all out though.
All right. So, any summer anime or live action movies you're looking forward to?
Ooh, summer anime and live action movies I'm looking for. One that I'm already looking forward to. It actually just came out on Netflix last night. Is Godzilla Singular Point, the brand new Godzilla anime. Yes, it's on Netflix right now. The whole thing. I'm going to try.
Is this when Godzilla's like so big it's like a planetary thing?
No.
It's that weird anime Godzilla?
That was the previous one. This one is a little more traditional.
Okay.
It's and yet still very different all at the same time. It involves a lot of old classic monsters. They bring in Jet Jaguar again. Remember Jet Jaguar?
The
big stupid robot. Yeah, they bring him back in. And like the whole show is about Godzilla going through like an evolution of watching him start out small and get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then other monsters come in, and there's these scientists that are trying to study him and all the other monsters, and it looks really cool. I can't wait to actually watch that. Christian, I'd actually recommend it if you're a Gojira fan. I'm excited for it. Other than that, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that the most recent Gundam movie, which just came out in Japan and is blowing the hell up.
What's it called?
It's called Hathaway's Flash.
Is it called Gundam Hathaway Flash or
I
just
think that's
Hathaway's
probably
Flash?
Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway's Flash.
Yeah.
It's something that I am personally looking forward to because, again, I'm a huge Gundam fan, and it's a story set in Universal Century, which makes it even more hardcore.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
It's set after Char's counterattack and involves Bright Noah's son, who is transformed into a terrorist pirate, and I'm so pumped for that. And supposedly it's supposed to come out July 1st. And that's one of those things where I'm going to watch it and immediately review it because I'm so hungry for anything Gundam related right now because they just refuse to do a traditional Gundam up until this point. I'll even take a Gundam build at this point. It's been a while since I've reviewed Gundam, and I'm just hungry for it. And I think it's coming out July 1st. And if that's true, God, I'm going to cover myself in cocoa butter and just
slide around inside that robot.
Slide around all up in that Gundam's ass. I'm just so excited for that one.
Don't take us down.
As far as other anime, there's just so much that it's
I'm
kinda
so
hard to keep up
overwhelmed.
with
I
it.
literally don't look it up anymore. I just ask you. I'm like, what's worth watching? I'll give it a few episodes and you tell me what's going on.
It's hard to keep up with it now. I have to be honest. And I've also been doing a lot of Patreon reviews, one that I'm working on right now for.
You're almost done.
I'm almost done. It's called The Irresponsible Captain Tyler. It should be coming out very soon, probably in the next couple days. I've just been doing a lot of that stuff. But again, as always, if you guys have suggestions, shows that you think we should check out, anime films, movies, TV shows, whatever.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know because if we have the time, we will try to check it out. But right now, that's kind of what's on the radar for me. I mean, there's other shows that I'm going to continue to watch, like Boruto and My Hero Academia. But I know there's definitely more. The fact of the matter is, I'm always watching some sort of new anime, sometimes multiple ones at once. So, yeah.
What was the other part of that question? There was anime, and then there was shows we were looking forward to. Movies.
Oh, there's so many movies.
I want to see Black Widow because I just love to see a Marvel movie. Because, by the way, that movie was stuck in time because they didn't want to release it. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's like the last Marvel movie from that generation before we go into the new generation of Marvel movies that are going to be coming out. So it's kind of nice to see one more from that world kind of come out because now we're getting shows. Now we're getting all young people probably coming in to make the new Black Panther movie. Like it's going to be new people plus some of the old, like the new generation of Marvel movies, the new phase as they use is coming out. So I kind of want to get one
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to see the one from that old generation one more time. And they got the guy from Stranger Things. So I'm kind of excited to watch
David
him.
Harbour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Officer Hopper is going to be basically Russian Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is really awesome. My most hyped movie of the year.
Kind of funny.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Is Stranger Things and Marvel in the same universe because he's in Russia at the end of the season.
Damn, dude.
Oh, it's interconnected, bro.
You just broke the damn universe. I never even thought of that.
Anyway.
But
you said what was the other movie?
Ghostbusters Afterlife. That is what
Is that one also made with all women?
Thank fuck no. You can keep that one, internet. I don't care.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. A female Ghostbuster I think would be awesome. It's just the last movie fucking sucked.
It sucked as a movie.
It was not a very good comedy. Ghostbusters Afterlife, though, I'm just so excited for this movie. Just the fact that Ivan Reitman's son is working on it and that they're bringing a lot of the old people back, but they're also doing something different with it. They're not just doing the whole, hey, let's have another ghost outbreak in New York and hilarity will ensue. They're doing something different, and they've only released so much footage of it. The last thing they showed was Paul Rudd in a grocery store looking at little marshmallow men who were literally killing each other and roasting themselves on an open fire. And it's that mixture of dark humor and a little bit of creepiness that always, I think, works so well with Ghostbusters. And I'm pumped for it. I just cannot wait to see it. And I hope it's going to be funny, and I hope it's going to have moments that are legitimately kind of off-putting.
Possibly rated R.
I don't think it's going to do that. They would dare not do that.
Dan Aykroyd got blown by a ghost.
Oh, jeez.
Is that PG-13?
It isn't. Boy, that was a scene that I never got as a kid. I'll tell you that.
It was implied, not shown.
Yeah.
You know?
The implication.
His own goo.
Yeah, exactly. Ectoplasm everywhere. But I know there's a lot of other movies. It's not coming out this year. I talked about it very briefly earlier. Jurassic World Dominion. I hated the last Jurassic World, but
I'm like you. I'm always willing to give them another chance.
Exactly. They
Keep
got
making
my
them.
They got my ass with the returning characters coming back, and they just released a small teaser. Which what I love about the teaser is that it actually takes place in the past when dinosaurs were alive, and you get to see just a bunch of dinosaurs just killing each other. The T-Rex gets killed by another dinosaur. It's not the Spinosaurus, though. It's a Gigantosaurus.
Okay.
Which is basically just another giant, like,
T-Rex type
T-Rex-like
thing.
dinosaur.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. What I love about the flashback is they show, like, the ancient dinosaur world, and then they show the T-Rex fighting against the Gigantosaurus, and the T-Rex falls over, and they do, like, a close-up of its face, and then a mosquito lands on it and starts sucking up its blood.
Oh,
Kind of insinuating, could this have
it's
been...
the prequel, bro.
Yeah, like, is this the DNA that they got from this specific Rex to create the modern one? Other than that, they show nothing. If you want to see like an extended thing of it, you got to go see the new Fast and the Furious. So fuck that. Not going to do that. Not going to do it
I heard
at all.
Fast Furious 9 was so bad.
I haven't cared about the Fast and the Furious since the first one.
I watched like a 30-minute video about the series and its history and what all the movies were about.
Yeah.
And I found it so interesting because they're like, look, this movies used to be about like family. And we all know that guy's favorite term was like, it's got to be for family. But then as soon as The Rock came in, it became outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're driving on ice and The Rock hangs out of a car and kicks a torpedo out of the way because a submarine burst through the ice and like rode up and shot a torpedo at their cars. So they're all racing across ice. And The Rock
Does that really happen?
Yeah, The Rock gets out and kicks the torpedo away from them. And it becomes kind of like outrageous action. There's a difference between, whoa, that's action packed and they're sliding around the road and there's explosions. And then there's, hey, I'm what's the guy's name? Vin Diesel. And I had no plan. I drive off a cliff, but for some reason a rope attaches to my car and I swing over and then land the car perfectly. There's no way he could have planned that. It just happened. And then there's one where a girl crashes into a guardrail and flies over the cliff. So he decides to crash his car, fly out and catch her in air and use his momentum to send her back over the cliff. It doesn't make sense anymore. It's not real anymore. It's now just, but here's the problem. The Rock didn't come back because The Rock went off to go make his own Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw or whatever it was.
He's working with Disney on a lot of stuff.
But the problem is all that ridiculous action got left in this. But now The Rock isn't the one doing it. It's the Vin Diesel, and it doesn't work.
Series with all that ridiculous action.
So it's not supposed to be that way. Vin Diesel's not supposed to jump off skyscrapers.
One other movie. I'm just going to end it on this one because there's just so many fucking movies. They literally showed the trailer for it last night, like first time. Halloween Kills. It's a sequel to the last Halloween movie that's done by Danny McBride and his boys, which still saying that out loud is really hilarious.
Family Jewels was great. If you'd ever seen Family Jewels, watch that show.
Anywho, they released the trailer for it and it looks gnarly as hell.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they didn't show so much in it because they show you like 6 people getting killed in the most ridiculous fashion possible.
Okay.
Like the trailer opens up with Michael Myers escaping from a house that's on fire.
Yeah.
And he kills like 8 firemen, one of them with like a giant blade saw, and it's ridiculous. But it just looks like it's going to be a dumb, fun, awesome horror movie to watch on Halloween.
Okay.
The last one that came out, which, again, stupid title, just calling it Halloween. Seeing that in theaters on Halloween night, fun as shit. It was so great. So I am excited for that one. But there's too many damn more to talk about. So
I agree.
Any other things?
Comments? We need to wrap this in 10.
We actually need to wrap
because
this
it's
up
already
pretty soon, but I wanna see if we can get
4:30.
Maybe one more in.
10 more minutes max.
All right. So, what are your expectations of the new Dragon Ball movie?
Oh shit.
Okay. So,
I haven't done enough research to have a true opinion on this. You have though.
All right. So I'm going to do a shameless plug-in.
Okay.
I already did a video on the things that I definitely want to see in the new Dragon Ball movie.
Check that out in the link below. Actually,
check it out. Send it to all your friends.
What's the title of this?
It was like the things that I want to see in the new Dragon Ball Z movie in 20.
Search that on our channel. Find it.
It's there, but I'll say kind of some of the things that I said before. I want to bring Cooler into the story.
Make him
I
canon.
want him to be canon. I think a lot of people have this opinion. It's a very common one because he's a really cool villain. I want the side characters to be important and relevant and do something, anything.
They did that in the Tournament of Power.
Have some sort of fight dedicated to them. Do something different this time. They don't have to make it all about Goku and Vegeta. They are going to anyway. It doesn't matter. But I want to see something like that from the movie. And again, I want the same people who worked on Broly to work on this one. because I loved the look of that movie.
Dude, that movie was like a 45-minute action scene.
God, that last action scene in that movie is so good.
Yeah.
And it's the best Dragon Ball movie too, because even the first half of the movie, which is all story, is good.
Yes.
It expands on the universe. It gives you
Yes.
a different perspective on the rest of the entire series.
You see Goku's mom. It's what we've always wanted.
Goku's mom. You get to see Broly have an interesting backstory.
He's
They
a
introduce-
relatable character. He's not just an angry dude.
Exactly. They bring in new characters who are just as interesting. Frieza is still a giant dickhead. Everything works in the action. Once that action starts,
Never stops.
it never stops. And I really hope they kind of take that template, apply it to this with a new crazy story. But yeah, I'm pumped for that. But
You release a new Dragon Ball movie, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
That's my expectation.
and if possible, I do want to see it in theaters again.
There we go.
Watching Broly in theaters,
It was worth it.
it was so much fun.
I remember the guy we gave him the tickets. He's like, "Why are you here to see this?" And I was like, "F you, man. I'm excited about this movie."
And we got to see it with our good friend Cody, who's we all grew up watching it.
Yeah.
So it was like just such a nostalgia trip getting to watch that movie in theaters. And
Yeah, I felt like going to the theaters to see like Godzilla or something.
yeah, it was just
Yeah.
it was really awesome. But yeah, I'm so pumped for Dragon Ball. But no, I'm plugging my video. Watch it. Share it
Shameless.
with all your friends.
Shameless plug. Okay, next topic.
Next
Anything else?
Let's see. Corey, do you plan on reviewing Dyna Xenon?
I've
Been
I've gotten a lot of requests to review Dyna Xenon. I don't know.
Is it an ongoing show or a movie?
So it's a sequel to SSS
Donna Xenon.
Gridman,
Oh, okay. I'm just making
which I
up names.
did review, and I did enjoy. But the fact of the matter is, I just have not had the time to sit down and watch it. And I'm very aware of it. It looks exactly like the type of show that I would love. Giant monsters, robots, interesting characters, and a sequel to a series, which I honestly think is pretty solid stuff. And I think like the last series, it is also animated by Trigger. But while I did like Gridman, I didn't have the feeling of like, oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I have to watch it again. So that's why I'm kind of lukewarm on checking it out. But I can't make any promises, but I would love to check it out eventually. Again, I'm just inundated with piles of anime to watch, and it gets really tough to juggle, to be perfectly honest.
Well, you know, you guys caught us when we started this channel, 2011. It was like we were college kids. Now we have lives.
Now we have
a little different world we live in now.
We are in a completely different world than we were like
Corey could used to be able to handle 4 to 8 series ongoing at the same time. Now it's like
so
hard to do
hard
2 or 3.
Yeah, it is so hard to do it. I'm going to be perfectly honest.
But okay, here's the other thing. I want to change topics just somewhat. Or do you want to wrap that up? Because I have something else to bring up.
Again, I might eventually check out Dyna Xenon, but I'm very aware of it, and I have had requests to check it out, and I understand how awesome it is. Like I said, I've seen the preview. I'm like, oh, that's totally my type of show. I just have not had the time to watch it.
So I just want to say, if you guys are enjoying the live style content, let us know. It is so much simpler for us. Sort of. We had to set all the shit up. But besides that, if we can leave it here and we just show up here and just go for it, it is way easier. And we want to do more live stuff. We just want to put out more content consistently. Yeah, consistently. We want to just do that more. But everyone's heard that from every YouTuber, so we're not going to say that again. But thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the live video, tell us to do it. Overwhelm us with comments saying this was enjoyable. Do it again. We got our iPad so we can look stuff up while we're doing this. We got producer Michael over there.
We're going to try and tighten up the production value and the way things look and answering your questions and your comments. We want to make this something new.
We're going
and
to
enjoyable.
stream for 8 hours straight every day now. Right, Corey? 8 hours straight.
When am I going to poop?
That's up to the viewers. Okay, guys, let us know in the comment section below. Hey, but for real, thanks for watching. And, we'll do this again soon, hopefully next week. And if we can get it consistent, we'll try to do it on a day at a time and start telling you that so you guys can get ready to watch it. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up. Hit the bell icon to be notified.
Do the YouTube algorithm thing.
Smash that like button, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time.
Later,
Peace.
guys.